Yo, what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Nate the Great coming at you with another live. You already know if you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. To all the returning friends and family, you already know it's peace and blessings. Give y'all a little bit of time to tune in case these notifications ain't go out. First things first, happy hump day, everybody. Hopefully everybody's enjoying their Wednesdays. Hopefully everybody's getting through their work days. With family, just make sure you're keeping yourself cool as possible. For those that live in Florida that rock with your boy, I know that storm's sweeping through there. Just make sure that y'all safe and sound. Y'all got everything that y'all need, you know. And if you have to vacate your premises, just do so because again, your life is more important than property. Appreciate everybody that tuned in last night for the conversation. And shout out to Brian for popping in on the panel last night. Definitely was a good talk. Missed it, catch the replay. But I like the conversation that was had last night because again, it does show, like I was saying, form of spiritual maturity. You know, James, what's going on, my guy? You know, spiritual maturity is what's going to lead you to bigger and better things. Some things you can't dwell on. Some things you really just have to let it go. You know, prime example, if you was upset about somebody doing something to you, even if you didn't had your quote unquote talk or your sit down or whatever, that's up to you to decide if you want to, forgive and forget and keep it pushing, or if you want to just keep making situations happen for no reason. Jersey, what's going on, my guy? But again, money, what's going on, my guy? But it is truth. My bad, y'all. I'm trying to get myself in order. Oh, man. Got caught out in the rain a little bit, but nonetheless, that rain does feel good today. If you're in the areas where it might be raining, man, you better enjoy this nice little bit of coolness and comfortability. Riaz, what's going on, my guy? Again, last night, good conversation, and those type of conversations we'll keep having and breaking them down. Part two will be coming to that soon. I mostly wanted to just chime in with the people. For the members only, or for the members of the Eulogy family, I still ain't forget y'all. Again, I might have to do an upload because it seemed like when I attempt to do something as far as a live stream, we get rain out of nowhere. And I want to get a few spots in particular that I know for a fact just like show you the change and the growth in the city. But I'll still be able to do that. Brian, what's going on, my guy? The one thing I can honestly say about spiritual maturity is that it does open a lot of different doors and pathways, for greater building, for greater, you know, future aspects. Some of y'all, again, are spiritually immature because y'all don't know how to just let go. I've always felt that was a form of immaturity when you just refuse to let something go or let something die. That's also a form of selfishness because in the long run, the only person you really damaging and hurting is yourself. See, prime example, you could tell me you don't want to have any type of dealings or association with me for whatever reason. And I could kindly tell you, you know what? That's how you feel. That's how you feel. And I won't bat an eye at it again. I won't even worry about it. But if you're going to keep worrying about it or if you're going to keep bringing up the situation after everything was said and done, again, form of immaturity. Got to be able to navigate in this world that we living in right now. And some people ain't navigating the right way. Hence why they spirits ain't feeling the way they supposed to feel. Love, baby, what's going on, baby? I hear you, Brian. Shoot, I gotta work later tonight. I got an 11-hour shift tonight, so I'll definitely give y'all this triple play today. I am gonna bring some music this afternoon. I'm gonna probably start it around 5 o'clock. I could be doing another open panel tonight, depending. But you're gonna see what's really going on though. Gotta understand that. Kerry, what's going on? See, we gotta understand that again. The forms of maturity, we see it. Yeah, I know one. I definitely know one. It's called Your Mama's Barbershop. See what I'm talking about? And for those who just came in, another form of what I was talking about last night, spiritual immaturity. If you're not gonna come in here and say nothing useful, or if you're not even just gonna sit back and relax and enjoy the show, kindly keep stepping. See, that's what I'm saying. You can come on here and talk about something on a mature level, and you got idiot, immature people that come in. But nonetheless, I'm still in a great mood. I was blessed to wake up, get up out my bed, and actually go take care of some business before I got caught in the rain. Blessed to see another day. That's what some people need to realize. That's where some of your spiritual maturity lies at. Just being thankful for being able to wake up, breathe, and do something constructive with your life. Because again, we have people who wasn't able or wasn't fortunate enough to wake up today. That's why I always stress what I stress every day and repeat that same thing. If you blessed to wake up and you blessed to breathe, you blessed to see people that you love, don't do something outside of just being a nuisance. Tamika, what's going on, baby? Mookie, what's going on? See, another form I would say of spiritual maturity is if somebody comes to you and tells you something, even in privacy. The mature way to go about it, even if you have a fallout, is just not mention anything. Keep it to yourself. It's more mature when you just keep certain things under wraps the way it's supposed to be. When you sitting here discussing private stuff that shouldn't be discussed even on here, that's a sure sign of immaturity. But one thing you should be mindful for, and a lot of people, especially on here, just be mindful of who you really divulging certain things to. If you feel that's not the person you should really be telling anything to, then don't tell them anything. A lot of people get caught up in conflict because of that. Again, you got to be mindful of what you're discussing with certain people, and you just got to make sure that that person is actually going to keep it the way they're supposed to keep it, under wraps. Some people, again, are going to lack spiritual maturity because they feel they got to get a get back, especially over something that's really not that serious. And some people really go the distances just to try to achieve that. But again, I've always felt like this. There's multiple ways to just keep yourself under wraps and not put yourself in the lion's den. Some of y'all putting yourselves in the lion's den again because you don't know how to just be mature. You don't know how to let things go. You don't even know how to just leave people alone when people ask you to leave them alone. See, again, no maturity, no respect. And then people wonder why they get what they get coming to them. Telling you, it's time for a lot of y'all to get it together, man. Especially on this damn app. Some of y'all, even you fucking trolls, are crashing out in the worst way. And it's making it look even worse on y'all again because it's showing the form of people with no spiritual maturity. I gotta come on here and be a problem to somebody when I know that person is not even a problem. I don't know that person personally. Make it make sense, y'all. And we see people like that moving around in the world today, even in the streets right now. We got people probably moving around the same way. Instead of leaving situations alone, they want to keep provoking it and poking at it. But just remember, the instigators of every little situation or conflict, they get what's coming to them as well too. They ended up getting that proverbial, slap in the face. It's time for some people to wake up and realize that again, it's just some things you're not going to be able to keep going, and people are just going to accept it. Craig, what's going on? My bad. Oh my guy. My bad, y'all. Had a family call just now. Uh, but again, some people are just lacking that maturity. And the reason why they lacking is because some of it was taught to just be as evil as you think somebody's being evil to you, or just distract what you think you can distract. But you can't really distract too much of nothing, especially over here. Oh, and for like I was saying last night too, you see how the person came in and just was being stupid. I gave you opportunity to pop up last night and you did. So again, who's really being more mature? I hear you, Craig. And that's the thing. Got to stop thinking simple mindedly for real, because that's going to be your downfall one way or another. And it's true because again, some of y'all just don't understand. You know, if a situation has already been left alone, leave it be. Why keep stirring the pot back up for entertainment? And that's what some people will do. They'll do all sorts of whatever just for the entertainment value of everything. But this is why I said instigators on that level, spiritually dead and immature. And we continue to be that way. Honey, what's going on, baby? I already know if y'all just tuned in at the like button. But again, a conversation like that will keep happening because at some point we're gonna have to wake up some of these people and we're gonna have to uplift them spiritual. Some, not all. Some ain't gonna give a damn about no nothing. Because that's how the way they stuck. They believe that there is no hope, there is no gratification in trying to do something else outside of just be a pest. That's what's up, Craig, and congratulations on that, bro. This is what I'm saying. Even the simplest things in life where people should be trying to be happy about things, they not. They'll wake up miserable in the morning and try to make somebody else's day miserable. I woke up happy. Despite walking into a wall this morning when I woke up, hey, I'm still happy. I don't got no knot on my face. He like, shoot, I'm happy. I was able again to be blessed, wake up, speak with the people, and just in the blessings that are being given day in and day out. Some people don't understand that neither. What's going on, baby? So you know, you're supposed to enjoy the simple things in life, the simple blessings. Those simple blessings, a lot of times, will keep you humble. You know, and that's where some people mess up. That humbleness factor is out the window when it comes to them. That that being real with somebody is out the factor for someone. It's crazy, man. You know, when you trying to establish something in your life, you don't necessarily give energy where it's not needed. When you are doing something again that you love and something that's good for the people, you don't have time to worry about who likes it and who don't. You don't have those that don't like anything. They don't want to see any type of happiness or growth. Doesn't matter what kind of content you bring in. And those spiritually immature people, they always end up looking stupid in the long run again. And I'm guaranteeing you to a T that a lot of them, again, they do not log off here. They be on here from the time they wake up to the time they go to sleep. Probably be in the middle of their sleep, still trying to be in chats, trying to destroy something good. Again, like I said last night, form of spiritual immaturity, in my opinion. The trolls that we have running around here day in and day out, that's just not doing nothing but bringing madness and chaos. Spiritually immature and dead people that feel that they got something going on, but they really don't. 702, what's going on, baby? Again, at some point, if you're not realizing and taking responsibility and accountability for the actions and the errors of your ways, you'll never find that spiritual maturity like you're looking for. Another form of spiritual immaturity is trying to take out your angers on somebody else that has nothing to do with your issue. I've seen some people do that too. You want to get upset at somebody and want to come at them for something that they don't got nothing to do with. Doesn't make sense whatsoever. If I know I'm having an issue on something, I know you ain't the problem or the part of it, I'm not going to throw my anger out on you. Not even going to sit there and put you in the middle of anything. I got to figure out what I got to figure out on my own. That's a form of maturity. Not taking out your aggressions and angers out on the people that don't deserve it. And some people do like that. And they lack it because, again, they don't want to take no type of responsibility in their life. They don't want to take accountability. And the ones who are taking accountabilities and doing what they're supposed to be doing, they're not dragging certain situations further than they need to be gone. We have some people that feel like, oh, that's the best way I'm gonna get at somebody. I'm gonna just try to make their life miserable. But in the same token, you make yourself look again petty and foolish. Because if somebody done moved on with their life and they try to figure out what's best for them and what works for them, why would you be a constant nuisance? You will be a constant nuisance again because you're unhappy with everything that's transpired. But again, you can't blame nobody for things in your life going on but yourself. Again, a form of spiritual maturity is just loving yourself to the fullest, and now allowing certain situations to ever plague anything that you moving or building in life. And again, you'll have some people that feel that's the way to go. Just be immature, but that's not the way to go. Like I said, conflict and revolution and resolution on top of that. We building what's going on, my guy. Again, we don't have too much of that resolution. And every time somebody does try to make a resolution on something, you'll have people that instigate. Give me 1 second again. Ryder, what's going on, my guy? My bad, had another family call. It seemed like it's gonna be one of those mornings. The next family member that call, y'all gonna hear me spazzing out, but it's gonna be in good love. It's all love every time. But again, we just you gotta understand that some people are gonna be destined to do things, and they're gonna succeed at it. And they're going to succeed not because of a cocky behavior or because they got the wrong type of people with them. No, no, no. These people will end up building and being successful in whatever it is they're doing because they're humble. They're adamant on keeping it that way. A form of maturity is standing up to whatever it is you have to stand up to and standing up on what's right. That is a form of spiritual maturity. Madeline, what's going on, baby? See, in some instances, some people won't recognize it. And if they do, they still don't care. If their goal is to quote unquote try to make somebody else's life miserable or try to make that person as miserable as they are, that's not a form of maturity. Prime example, like with relationships. Some of y'all have good relationships, some of y'all have bad ones. Some of y'all relationships be right in the middle. You'll have your rocky spots because again, you'll have some people that's too invested in your personal business. And when they invested in your personal business, you got to be mindful on that. But again, a form of maturity is just leaving certain things under wraps when it's supposed to. If you having issues with your husband, your wife, or whoever your significant other is, not everybody should be involved in that. Because at the long run, guess what? Those same people you trying to incorporate into all your business, they not laying up with you every night. They not seeing what's going on day in and day out. But from what you tell them. So again, being spiritually mature is basically knowing who to trust and who you can really confide in. And if those people are going to give you the best advice possible and not try to interfere neither, then you got to respect that as well too. You could come to me for advice or something. I could give you my best advice, but in the same token, I'm not going to throw myself in the middle of your drama or whatever it is you might be going through. See, prime example, people can give you spiritual advice or even just adult advice on certain things. It's up to you to take that into consideration. If that's really what you want to hear, that's what you're going to follow. But again, you got to remember, there are some things that should just never be divulged because if you already made a promise and a pact on it and you go against that, that's not just being a hypocrite, as showing spiritual immaturity. If you came to me with something, I told you, I promise I'm taking that to my grave, that promise should stay where it's at. I could use one of my peoples for example, may he rest in peace. He told me something that was deep and personal, but he also told me something that I was shocked that he told me. I was surprised he told anybody. And when he did tell me everything and I sat down and talked to him, I made that promise. And even to this day, I still kept that promise. His business didn't get out there. Like some people would be like, yo, sir, yo, you was the last one that was with him. So what the conversation was like? I ain't tell him nothing. I just said we just had a regular conversation like how we would normally have. I said I just wasn't expecting that to be the last conversation, which I wasn't. I wasn't expecting that to be the last conversation for that dude. That was one of my. That would be like considered like an older brother that I didn't have. Wasn't expecting that from him. I wasn't expecting that to be the last conversation either. But even with that last conversation, I took most of his secrets and still kept it here. I'm taking it with me to my grave as a real friend is supposed to. And it's vice versa, because I done told him some things that I couldn't even tell my best friends. And he kept that sucker under wraps. And don't get it twisted, it wasn't nothing bad that I couldn't tell my friends. But again, when you got people who are not literally directly around you, you know, different kind of conversation. At least at that time frame, you know, most of my peoples was working during the day and whatever, whatever. So, you know, things I just wasn't going to be like, I can't do this. I'm going to leave it be. But that person told them what I needed to tell them. And they took it with them. And it wasn't, again, nothing crazy. But it was something I felt like, yeah, let me get your advice on this. And sure enough, you know, like I said, real friends are going to hold down what they need to hold down. Even if you're not friends no more. I've always felt like this. If you made your amends or if you just had your little sit down or whatever and figured out what you need to figure out, all right, keep it pushing from there. Again, why keep dragging something that don't really need to be dragged or forced out? But when you have instigators that's around situations like that too, yeah, they'll cause a lot of conflict. So you have to be mindful on who you bringing in with you, who you building with, and even what you doing, even in the streets. I know who I move with in the streets. I know who not to move with in the streets. The ones I don't move with in the streets is because, again, who wants to, every time you go to an event, be in some sort of fight or conflict going on when you're supposed to be going to enjoy yourselves? I can't be around people like that. I could be around people who are going to show spiritual maturity. All right, we out, we having a good time, we being us, you know, we being ourselves, we doing what we do. We ain't worried about fighting somebody at the end of the night. We ain't worried about possibly trying to shoot, stab, or do anything along those lines because, again, we didn't come for most of that. And a form of spiritual immaturity is bringing negative drama and nonsense to places where it's not needed. I've always felt that, and I still feel that way to this day. That's the worst form of immaturity It's bringing all the negative drama into a good circumstance. It's not necessary. Really not necessary at all. And again, when you're doing stuff like that, you're only proving not just to the world, but proving to yourself that again, outside of that type of resolution and conflict, your life is terrible. You're miserable and unhappy about something. Instead of fixing it, you want the world to feel sorry. You want the world to try to fix it for you. You want to even try to come across people that's not even being a bother to you. You want to keep that negative flow going, and that's a form of division right there. Immature tactics that don't need to be done. That's why I said respect is definitely a strong form of maturity. You got to be able to have some sort of respect. If you're not having respect for what's going on around you and the people around you, then you're not really respecting yourself at all. And you can't expect the people to respect you neither when you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, not being real with yourself. I think it is time to raise the bar a little bit on that, though. Because again, we have critical situations going on in the world. Why you going back and forth, having issues and causing issues with people? You could be trying to be on that forefront doing something grand and great, no matter what it is. But again, you gotta want to do so. Like I said, maturity will take you a long way when you just decide to stand on what you need to stand on. Trying to build a better tomorrow, and you got to stand on it. Good talks and conversations with people, especially on this magnitude, that's a form of showing not just maturity, but it's also just going to show you that you know unity does come within many shapes and forms. We all can unify in one way or another, not just a specific group, but specific groups of people can actually come together, build, and actually make something work. But again, you gotta want it. The main maturity in life you gotta remember is that you can't stay a kid forever on no level. You can't remain a kid forever. You can't think and move like a kid, and you definitely can't act like a kid when it comes to situations. Some point you do have to mature. Not saying you can't have fun in your life and do whatever with your friends and stuff. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is your actions, your calculated, quote unquote, calculated moves, are not supposed to be on immature level. If you want to conduct yourself as you want to conduct yourself as a well balanced person, continue to do so. My bad. I tried to cancel the call just now and kick myself out the stream yard for a second. But it's truth though. You gotta understand that Not everything in life is going to be perfect, but what you can try to do is just shape a balance and move the ball in your direction. If you feel you got a clear path to something that's going to be beneficial and even change your destiny in life, hey, do so. That's a form of spiritual growth. Some people have turned their lives around on many different levels, and not because they was forced to, because they wanted to. See, again, you can't force things on people. I understood that years ago. One thing mom dudes told me, which always stood dear to me and still stood dear to this day. You know, there's just gonna be some people that never like you, and it don't be nothing personal. They just spirit don't agree with you, and vice versa. You might not like that same person. You and that person might definitely end up being mortal enemies at some point if it really does get that deep. But I know when it comes to you, you're not going to take certain things that deep. And I never did. I didn't have to. So at least my mom was right about that. Some things I'm just not never going to have to take too deep. Because if I was to allow myself to let somebody let me crash out or have me crashing out, then most of my life's battle would have been for nothing. See, I'm on a whole different battlefield when it comes to just bringing content. I'm not just bringing awareness, and I'm not just trying to build the people and just bring back the thinking process. But I feel that is just a genuine way to motivate and move the people, especially those who could actually start making moves for changes, especially those better in better situations than me. You know, you're looking at six figures and stuff like that, and you could be a help some way, somehow do so. A lot of times you're gonna have to do things not because you want to, but because you have to. Another damn phone call. Give me 1 second, y'all. I knew it was gonna happen. No good love, baby. Damn. Nah, I don't feel bad. It's been raining off and on. Look like it's trying to rain again. Well, it look like it stopped for now. Don't worry. I got a few things to do in a little bit. But I mostly want to chime in with the people this morning because, again, last night's conversation was definitely one of many that we're going to be having. See, again, form maturity. If you have a problem with somebody, you got two options. You either go and face it head up and man to man, or you're gonna, you're gonna cower. If you don't cower, you're gonna find ways to cower and try to attack somebody, but you're not directly attacking them. So again, forms of maturity, you'll see it. The form of maturity, in my opinion, again, is the decisions that you make. Even if you thought you was making some bad decisions at one point and you see the area ways and you make something else happen, that's maturity at its best. Maturity is, handling yourself in certain situations, even when it could get a little left. Again, it's just about the possible aspects of what you're doing and what you bring. And again, maturity does come in all forms. And some people lack maturity because they lack confidence. Like they're confident to certain things, but they're not confident the way they really should be. See, again, I'm confident in what I'm doing and what I'm building and what I'm moving forward with. That's a form of maturity. You got others that don't know what they want to do. They don't have confidence in themselves. They feel they probably either can't reach the people the way they want to. Some people, again, are just awkward. It's a lot of different scenarios. But again, in the same token, supposed to have a little bit more maturity when it comes to moving in life. Know when to move on, know when to, bring the best things possible. And just know that whatever changes you have made, especially if you feel it's for the better, that you've done the right things and stand on it. Give yourself confidence that you're doing the right things. You might lose some people along the way, you might gain some people along the way. Everything could still be moving afloat, depending. But again, when you make certain changes that are needed and necessary, that will always be the best form of maturity and growth. Like I said, you can't think and remain a kid forever. So at some point, you will have to wake up to realization that the difference between adults and kids, adults will always be able to sit down and hash out whatever difference is, or they will be able to sit down, come to the table, even if things sound like it's getting heated, they will never go above and beyond disrespect for each other. Prime example, I could use this. See how most dudes, we be arguing sometimes, but we not arguing trying to come at each other. We arguing over the simplest things like sports, our take on sports and certain things like that. But we not never going to the links of we gonna call each other names, we gonna curse each other out, we gonna talk about stuff we ain't supposed to be talking about. Nah, because that's where our spiritual maturity lies at. We don't hit below a belt, and we don't necessarily have to. But that is like a prime example. You have most people who have their disagreements, even some women. You might think they about to fight or go left, but a lot of times they just passionate on certain things that they talking about. Then there's some that just will, again, never reach that maturity plane. It's just not in them. And I think that's where, again, we always have this battle at. We know the world can't be perfect. You're going to always need some sort of opposition. But I still feel in that notion, those oppositions should have enough common sense and respect to say the same. You know what? Despite whatever, I'm not budging that person. I'm not moving that person. Let me just leave it be. Or, you know what? I don't like this person, but I like what they're doing. And they definitely building the brand. I can respect that. At some point, I can even support it if it's doing something that's beneficial for us. Got some people that don't think like that. See, a form of maturity, again, if you're only focusing on money and numbers, you're going to lose touch with the people. I said that a while back, and I'll say it again. You'll lose touch with the people. In the long run, you do need the people one way or another. See, that's a form of maturity, too, is realizing that, again, we all got to coexist and come together on certain situations. You can't do everything by yourself. You could put certain things into motion. It could start with just you, but it does end with you and a group of people. That's just like you building the basketball team. You can't just have 15 players plus a coach. You need an assistant coach, a little bit of everything on the staff. So everybody does come and play their roles one way or another into specific tribes, if that's what you want to call it. But the most thing to remember again is you gotta go where you feel comfortable, and you build where you know is going to be best for you. I don't expect everybody to come over here and build, or I don't expect everybody to stay over here and build. The reason why I say it like that is because again, I'm not no dictator. I can't force nobody to stay here. You'll have some people who will actually think you're being forceful to the people, but in the same token, that's a form of being a tyrant. That's immaturity. The reason why I say I don't expect everybody to build here or stay here is because, again, some people have lives outside of just bringing content. I'm one of them. But see, being how I work nights, daytime is the best time for me to bring and do what I'm going to do. And if I can't do it during the day, I give it to you during the night. We'll always have different builds coming from different collectives. We're going to have different topics that actually resonate with some. And again, it's just some things we ain't going to be able to underlook or overlook again. Need to wake up and come to that realization again. Maturity, it is what it's supposed to be. It does come from within. Because again, you're going to go through lessons in life. And some of those lessons will carve out a piece of maturity. Or it could carve out a piece of immaturity depending on how you move it. I could give you another form right now, prime example. That's like you getting cut from a basketball team or getting cut from a team, period. Now, you have two options. You could cry, mope, be immature, throw blames on people, even try to cause distraction and try to make unfair whatever practices towards a person, or you could just take that as a lesson and go back to the drawing board, and then you restock and you rebuild the way you're supposed to rebuild. Build yourself better. Like prime example, you have people that the minute they get turned down for any little thing, as far as they know they the person for it, or they know that they should get it and they don't, that'd be another inspiration. They'll take that with them. Prime example, Jordan. When Jordan got cut as a youngin', he ain't do nothing but just improve and work on his game. He couldn't get past those Pistons at one point. He built himself up so he could be more tougher and more stronger to go where he needed to go. That's what you gotta do a lot of times. You gotta take certain situations, even when it is enough, and find a way to create yourself better, stronger, and then move forward from it. When you allow things to keep you in that same negative mind space, that's a form of immaturity. You gotta move past whatever you're going through. Get done. But again, you gotta want to do it. But last night definitely was something that was good, beneficial. And we're gonna keep those happening. You got some people who lack maturity too because they feel they got overlooked for a position. Where some people would just say, all right, well, I you know, I'll try to get it around next time, or I'm gonna just keep working hard and doing what I'm doing. I'll eventually get what I'm gonna get. See, that's a form of maturity, not rushing something. Again, you just gotta go with your gut instinct. Gotta follow what your spiritual intuition is telling you. If it's telling you to move in this direction, or if it's just giving you an insight on how it could be in that direction that you're moving in, and if that's something that you feel comfortable with and feel that's going to keep a peace and balance in your life, then you do it. I think that's all of our separate divisions as far as I'm concerned, or what's keeping us divided, at least separately and individually, is maturity. If I'm telling you something and I'm trying to get you serious on something because I want you to do certain things, or I feel this is something that I would want you to get a part of, especially if I'm doing something and you laughing at it, or you just poking fun and making fun of it like it's really not going to happen. I can't have that. And I don't think nobody else could either. Form of maturity, prime example, in my opinion, again, would be if somebody's giving you a job opportunity, especially if you're down and out right now. They giving you the opportunity. The only thing they telling you is just to make sure you have this and just make sure you do this, and that's it. And you'll be up in there, whether it's through they pull or not, don't matter. You're supposed to take up on that. If you take up on that, that's a form of maturity, especially you down and out. What's more important? Me trying to regain myself and get back where I need to get back to, or me just sitting on my butt waiting forever until I feel like it's something that does come for me to do something. No. Gotta be the best you all day, every day. Even when you ain't being presented the opportunities you should be presented. No, you have to come to that conclusion again. A lot of your decisions, especially when it's dealing with maturity, it does lie up to you. But all in all, though, it goes to show you. Some people are really going to be adamant and stern on what they want to do. Oh, shoot. Shouts to Swoop. Shouts to a few people that's live right now. My bad, y'all. I always got to bring this morning cipher. Like I said, I just feel like last night's talk was definitely a good one. It shows you, again, different forms of spiritual maturity, even through a talk. Main thing for some people to realize, again, there's just going to be things in life you're not going to be in control of. So your best action, like any action, is just to Give it to the higher power and move forward with your life continuously. If you feel you're not getting the opportunity where you feel you should get an opportunity, then you got to go create that opportunity. You're going to have to go do that. It's almost the same way, like I said, relationships. Prime example. You're not going to stay in a loveless relationship for long. I don't care who you think you are. You're not going to stay in a loveless relationship forever. If you feel you're not getting what you're supposed to be getting out of a relationship, and that's on both ends. If you're not getting not just the spiritual growth of things, or if you're not getting all the love aspect you should get from it, it's time for you to move on. That's the mature thing to do. The immature thing, in my opinion, is staying, knowing that you're going to continuously be hurt one way or another. It does take strength and courage for a lot of people to move on from people, especially if they really feel they love them. But then again, it is about your mental balance and your peace at the end of the day. And when you think about your mental space and all of that, form of maturity right there to tell you, you know what, I don't need this. If this person happens to make a change and we come back along the line somewhere, then it is what it is. But if it's not going to be that way, you just keep it moving. Then it's time to realize, you know, things in life that should be simple, it ain't simple because some people choose not to make it simple. They want to make things hard on themselves. And then when they do make things hard on themselves, they want to blame the world for all of that. They can't do that if that's the way you move. Gotta figure out where your battle in life is, and you gotta stand on that. Form of maturity, in my opinion, and I've seen this from, my own view, and I've seen this from somebody that I knew. Fuzzy, what's going on, baby? And I've seen this from, a couple of people I knew. I seen a form of maturity in them because they went from saying that they hate education and they hate they hate education. They don't want to ever think about education after they get out of school. They don't want to teach, yada yada yada. Some people went from muffled. Some people went from saying they would never ever be dealing with any type of schools or anything along those lines to they teaching kids now. Maturity level. Because they thought about it, especially when they had their own kids. You know what? I can't just have anybody teaching my kids. And if I'm going to have anybody else, I need to make sure I'm in a system where they're going to get the right knowledge. And if they feel they still not getting the right knowledge, then I got to break it down to them. That's a form of maturity. Sometimes when you're doing things you don't necessarily think you'll end up doing, or things that you really don't want to do, but you feel you need to do it, it's a form of maturity. That's another part of It's another form of maturity and immaturity. Your decisions on the wants and needs. You want a better world, but you honestly need to start getting focused and coming together and making things happen so we can unite on that. See, even that's a topic right there that can be broken down to wants and needs of the people. Again, what do you feel would be the best aspect on everything? Hope all is well with you, Buzzy. And hope all is well with your moms too. Healing prayers to those who definitely need it on all angles, not just the health, but people who lost people recently, people who might have anniversaries popping in. Hopefully, you keep yourselves as strong as possible and just take everything step by step. It's a process. That's good news right there, Buzzy. See, even that is a start right there. Sometimes it's going to be a process. Traumatic events in life is going to be a process. A mature person, in my opinion, is always going to do what's necessary and what's best. An immature person is going to do the opposite. They're going to do everything in their power to self destruct and crash out on their own behalf. A mature person is going to make a decision because that decision is necessary and is needed. An immature person is going to make a decision because they wanted it. We can decipher all of this. Like I said, this part two will be coming up. But just giving the people a rundown of the convo that we had last night. Again, at what points do you start making the more mature, logical action? It's time to get together. See, the question really should be what's more important, overall happiness or my overall happiness? Now, if your overall happiness is more important, then by all means, let it be. But what you may deem to be happy for you might not be happy situations for everybody else. And what's going on, baby? You already know if y'all just tuned in, hit the like button. And if y'all new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, it's been a little bit of everything going on, Buzzy. Um, that's why I said whatever don't make news. Sometimes, you'll get stories about things, you know. And when it does make the news, a lot of times it really is a sad, tragic notion. There are a lot of people who have lost people due to senselessness. And I've always felt certain things in life, again, it does be based on a maturity level. A mature decision won't cost you your freedom or your life. An immature decision will cost you everything. See, I've always felt like prime example like this. Hitting a woman is not a mature decision on a man's behalf, only because we know we are stronger. We've always been the physically dominant, and again, it ain't necessary. Not proving a point. And it's the same way with women. Some of y'all are known and prone to be putting hands on people when you're not supposed to. That's not mature. If that's the first thing you're gonna do is come to violence, that's a form of immaturity. If you want to be able to settle a situation without getting that far, that's a form of maturity. No, but again, you can't downplay certain situations neither. You know, don't ever overlook it. Just do what's necessary. Yeah, my bad. I told y'all if I mute that mic, it's only because somebody, even on a rainy day, you still playing loud music. My bad, y'all. Um, really trying to avoid any type of whatever on this channel. So keeping it that way. So if I have to mute the mic, you'll know why. But again, you gotta understand that. You know, the mature way to deal with certain situations, even when it's on that level, is really just moving on. If you know you don't want to remain in a violent situation with somebody, you have to make that decision, that ultimate choice to decide if you're still going to stay or if you're just finally going to pick up and leave the way you're supposed to. And again, though, it is essentially up to you to make that decision. And that right there will give you a form if you spiritually mature enough to make that decision, or if you're still going to constantly live in the situation that you live in. And that's why I said this part two definitely going to be something different. Definitely going to delve a little deeper, you know. But for the most part, we definitely all had a good conversation. There was definitely some gems being dropped in. Mostly just wanted to chime in with y'all definitely. And like I said, I still owe the members something. Trying to wait for this rain to slack up some. But if not, I most likely just have to get it done in the morning. No ifs, ands, or buts. You know, when you have good conversations like this, it does resonate with some people. It does really open the eye to everybody else that needs to be opened up. You know, and at some point, you got to realize that our maturity factor should kick in certain situations. We ain't going to do so. We can't look for no change at all. You know, you got to think about the grander scheme. And I wouldn't even so much as call it a scheme. Just look at the grander picture. Grander picture should be, we take back the things that are needed and necessary in life. So some of us can start having more impactful and better life. Especially those who are saying that there's no opportunities or some that feel like there's not enough being given up. At least you could be a part of that, you know. But again, it is up to you. And again, a mature decision won't cost you. An immature decision will cost you every single time. So yeah, when that part two does come, we gonna definitely dig deeper. And like I said, that panel will be open. And more than anybody is welcome to pop in. And again, the best way to think about things in life is just see it from a grander scale. If you feel emotions that you move in are calculated, you know, just remain happy. Keep going. Keep staying consistent. Like I tell all of my peoples, even on here, whatever you doing, whatever you building, however you succeeding, as far as on that grand scale and on that good note, you do what you got to do. And just make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. You got to always make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. Realist, what's going on, my guy? If you're unsatisfied with what's going on, then you have to change it. It's either you change it or you just continue to sit and wallow in it. But that will also show a form again of immaturity or maturity. Because the biggest question should be, do you want to be successful in life or do you want to be unsuccessful? Something to think about. Yeah, my bad, y'all. Already. Welcome to the good life. My bad, y'all. See, every time I hear that and I know it ain't no traffic, I really just be wanting to do this for real. I really do. My bad, y'all. That's every time I hear them sirens, I be wanting to do that. But, they doing their job. But see, you know what it is though? Again, some people lack spirit, they lack confidence, they lack respect, they lack basic principles. We as a land, we lost a lot of our niches. We lost a lot of our spirit, and we lost a lot of our teachings. We got to start bringing those back in order to at least break some of those curses that we see. We got to show people that again,
You could be comfortable within your realms. You can be comfortable with who you are as a person, and you can continue to keep building and moving strong the best ways possible. Even when life is throwing you nothing but rocks, only thing you can do is break them rocks up. You can't move mountains, but you can move on top of the mountain. And once you are at the top of the mountain, no matter where your mountain might be at, you gotta make sure you keep yourself balanced and keep yourself at the top. Even if you have to step down for something, make sure you rise right back up like nothing happened. Gotta be able to navigate again in life. You gotta be able to navigate and see what makes your spirit whole, what makes you happy, and what brings happiness and joy to the people around you. When you able to do all of that and still deal with your day to day routine of work, taking care of whatever, that's maturity. That's maturity, strength, and that's just you see the bigger picture. You know what the task is, and you're ready for whatever. No doubt, Buzzy, appreciate you, baby. And definitely, again, prayers for your mama. Hopefully, she does get a speedy recovery soon. Like all of my peoples. Whether y'all been through something on a health tip or not, just know that we here. We do hope that y'all all get speedy recovery. Get back to your normal lives the way you see fit. And most I can tell y'all today was that I definitely like the conversation that was at hand. Hopefully that part two I can get more than just one person up here for it. But hey, one person was better than nobody. Topics like this, people say they love. So if you love it, be a part of it. That's all I can really say today. But I do feel one thing is, and I'm going right back to that part I was speaking about earlier. Maturity is what it is. And again, if somebody has come to you and told you something in their confidence, keep it that way. Confidentiality is what it is. Somebody is placing their trust and their confidence in you not to bring out something that they feel is really personal and deep. And if they feel they trust in you with it, you're supposed to really be real about it. Not try to wait somewhere down the line and use it as a tool in your chamber. See, if you can't hold it down, if you can't keep things under wraps, I don't think you should ever think about going to counseling or therapy or even trying to be in that field because you're dismissing everything that you're supposed to be following. Yeah, this is something that was necessary in life for this morning. Again, stop moving immaturely because you're hurt or upset about something. Start moving more mature. You're either going to get over it or you're going to let it bother you forever. If you let it bother you forever, You'll never start seeing the real growth and potential that you fully have. Again, some people just gotta let things go. Stop holding on to grudges and personal disputes. You don't know what kind of time you really have on this earth. And while you are here, you should be thinking about the bigger and better picture, a brighter tomorrow, especially for those coming in behind us. But yeah, and still, I feel that what I'm doing is not just good for the people, but I feel it's good for my spirit. And can't nobody shake or deter that. So I'm gonna continuously work and do what I've been doing. I told you I wouldn't care if I went live once a day or 20 times a day. You will always have something impactful and some sort of conversation that's needed. And I've stuck to that so far. You know, the one thing to remember, you always got to put in some sort of work. You can't just be lazy and expect people to hold your hand, or you can't expect things to always just fall in your lap. No, you got to go out and get it. And you got to go out and make it work the way it works for you, and it can continuously work for you. No doubt, serious. Appreciate you, baby. I know you probably at work, or you probably dealing with the babies. But again, the best aspect to think about is just all in all potential growth. You're gonna continuously make immature decisions, even to a point of hurting friends and people that really do care for you. You're gonna fall down that big hole that you didn't want to fall in. And you won't be able to get back up from it. You wanna move righteously and do the right thing, hey, just keep building, growing, and keep being the best possible person you can. For some people, they're gonna live in ignorance because ignorance is bliss to them. Time to start teaching and reaching the people that need it. And this is the way you start it. Having a strong conversation to build amongst the people. And if honestly you've ever felt that you just can't hold something down on any level, then you know it's not good for you to be amongst certain people. Why? Because you're gonna continuously screw up. Making light and mockery of certain things or even just exposing certain things again. Real friends show real friendship. They don't divulge. They definitely don't bring something out there and throw people in the midst of things. If I told you something in confidence or you told me something in confidence, best believe I expect it to stay that way. And this is one reason why I believe in some instances some people have a hard time trusting people. But see, when you got a spiritual maturity to know who to trust and who to really associate yourself with, you tend to not lose sight on what's important. If you don't want to see something going on in your life prosperous, form of immaturity. And there's also a form of self hate. And there are a lot of people that really have self hate. Once you eliminate that self hate factor and you start re implementing the I could uplift and do anything factor, oh, trust me, you will begin to start seeing the change and the growth even within yourself. But I've always said this too. If somebody has came to you in confidence, told you something, and you messed that confidence level up, it ain't just gonna be that person that might not trust you no more. There could be multiple people, especially if the word gets around that you can't be trusted on any level. And if you did do something along those lines and you trying to put other factors into not taking your accountability and responsibility, you're not showing that maturity. But again, with most people, you just gotta know who to really associate yourself with and who to really tell the deep things to. Your spirit a lot of times will let you know this is a person you can really resonate with and talk to. And if it's not, then hey, you know, you only tell but so much. Because again, some people will try to take that, and even if you fall out or not, they'll try to take that as a I got something over you. When in all actuality, that's not the way you should be thinking. That's not what true friendship is about. That's not what any type of situation is about. Not that I gotta have one over you, no. If you told me something, don't care what it was, whether it was something major or something minor, I don't talk about it. I don't throw nobody under the bus. I don't throw nobody around it. None of that. That's not what real people do. But you'll have people on here that say, "Oh, this is not a third, and same thing. Ran off and ran their mouth. Again, that's a form of immaturity. If somebody came to you, keep it and hold it down. It's more respectful. And it's more respectful again because the people around, even if they was in tune to the situation, they'll respect you more because they know that you definitely stood on your word about keeping it to yourself. But if you're not going to keep it to yourself, and if you want to try to throw somebody under the bus, and you want to try to use whatever little situation or tactic to try to throw off everything, nah, that's just immature at its best. And honestly, people like that are not trusted. I would never divulge anything that was said to me. And some people have said things to me on the private. And I still won't divulge that. A couple of things I probably did kind of forget, but y'all know why I forgot it. Let's not act like we don't know what I be doing. But it's rare I forget anything. And if anything is of importance or something that I really need to take dear to, then guess what? I will take that and keep it the way it's supposed to be kept, under wraps. And when you do certain things like that, it'll make it hard for people to even want to be around you, talk around you, or just trust you again. When you are able to keep a strong trust within the people, and the people are keeping a strong trust within you, that's another form of maturity right there. I don't think I can make that any more clearer. Like I said, part two from last night is definitely coming, but I'm not gonna rush it. But when I do, that panel will be open. And it'd be definitely appreciated for everybody to pop in. Whether you hitting the panel or not, don't matter. Just know that conversation, we will go deep. But I hope everybody is enjoying themselves so far. Uh, what's going on with the world today, man? What's going on with the world? I'm not the only one that's seeing this, though. Like, what's going on with the world today? Like I said, we could travel multiple alleyways and roads. We all gonna come to the same conclusion. Some point change is gonna be needed and we're gonna have to do it. Sit back no more for it. So serious, what's going on, baby? Give me 1 second, y'all. Yeah, my bad. While it finally stopped raining, you go walk the dog extraordinaire. You already hear the paddle in the feet. So you already know. Stop acting like you out of breath. Come on, son. Let's go. Let's go, son. You hear that extra breathing, you know where it's coming from. Again, for the members, I have to try to do something for y'all. If not tonight, I'll just have to do it definitely early in the morning. I need to check to make sure it's not raining tomorrow, period. Because it could come in the form of a live. So, but again, it's just about, what decisions you make in life. If you're going to make immature decisions on things, don't expect to see potential growth and sustainability in whatever it is you're trying to do because it ain't coming from the humble part of you. Again, just remain humble. Like what's more important? The quick, easy dollar or me just getting a quick come up? I don't need the quick come up. The quick come up, that's gonna mean I gotta be doing something that I know I shouldn't be doing. Move, man. But if you decide to take that path of, just being humble, stern, and taking whatever is given to you, that's maturity right there. Uh, and you ain't always supposed to just be worried about that quick come up again. Not supposed to just be worried about that quick come up. She ain't got nothing for you neither. Stop being nosy. Matter of fact, you need to go in the shopping cart. We're gonna send you the file for y'all. Not in my shopping cart. Give me 1 second, y'all. Oh snap! Hold on, my bad, y'all. I knew I smelled shadow hugging. Liz, what's going on, baby? I had to. I was in for most of your live, but I forgot who won the game, sis, because I got wrapped up in some music too. My bad, y'all. Also had to mute the mic because I had an elevator full just now, but it's not raining now and the sun trying to pop out. Come on, dog. Come on, man. But again, just remembering that again, your decisions, they will ultimately cost you if you're making the most immature and irrash decision. Again, you're supposed to think about your spiritual growth. And now my dog want to act all ritzy, like he don't want to go on the grass now. It ain't rain that hard, son. But again, hopefully everybody's enjoying their Wednesdays. You know. Oh, shout outs to the paranormal. I see she live right now too. I might have to check her replay in a little bit. But I mostly wanted to chime in with the people again because I wanted to give the rundown for those who might not have been here. Last night was definitely a good conversation. Yeah, but Liz, it ain't all that damn wet. Like he could go on there. Come on, he already went on one. So he just my dog weird like that. Come on, you better not be eating that neither. Whoop your ass, boy. It's your boy over here. Come here. See how quick he be? He'll be gone. Nah, but it's not all that wet, Liz. It rained a little bit, but not to a point where it's soggy. So he be alright. You got to get this walk in. You won't be going in my house. Not today. I ain't no leave him alone. I don't let this dog eat nothing off the floor, at least from outside. In the house, cool. Not out here. Not trying to let him be one of them damn experiment babies out here. He gonna get his feet wet regardless. Shoot. Don't worry, no dogs is being harmed in the making of this live stream. Don't worry. Liz, he don't even listen. This the funny thing about it though. This nigga jumps in the snow. Like when it's let it be a snow pile. How you doing? Let it be a snow pile. He'll jump in that sucker. Like I said, one window almost lost his ass. I said, yo, what the hell? He done jumped in there like he was a darn igloo baby. I'm like, oh, okay. A dog weird to a degree, but he lovable. He lovable. Why you look all confused for? Look at him. Why you look all confused for? Simba! What you looking all confused for, boy? What happened? Speak to the people. Speak to the people. What up? Sounds like, come on, let's go. Come on. Look at him. See, I don't be having to do that. Nah, I'm telling you, he different. He different. I'm telling you. He has his days and he be on his madness. And sometimes he be encouraging my madness. I don't know why. But see, like even last night's conversation was a good one because again, forms of spiritual maturity versus immaturity. Again, you have people that can move on with their life, even if they had a fallout with somebody. And they don't necessarily drag it. They don't necessarily have to bring it back up. A lot of times they don't even bat an eye at it. And then you're gonna have people who, if they had a slight fallout or a fallout that seemed like it was gonna be major, they could come back together and be even stronger than them. I've seen this happen. Again, you just gotta make sure the instigators are not involved. Because when the instigators are involved, they bring out that negative. They bring out that portion that shouldn't be brought out. And a lot of times, some people just really be having miscommunication and misconfusion. But when you got people causing more misconfusion, that messes it up. Like, look, prime example for those who just in here now again. Um, Despite whatever, I made amends with Kalani. But I also understand Kalani is taking a break away from this, and he actually is taking a break away from all of this. We had a talk in the conversation like adults do. We didn't curse at each other, no nothing. And we got past our situation. So, despite certain things I might have said, I see a change and I see a growth in them already. Like most people. If I see a change and a growth in son, especially if you was moving the wrong way, I could respect that. You know, and that's the thing though. When you think for yourself, that's a form of maturity. Because you're not looking for somebody to answer your question or you're not looking for somebody to solve your situation. You're solving it yourself. One of my friends just hit me on the back end yesterday and said, you know what you said to me spoke in volumes. That's why I brought that topic up last night too. Because that's the same thing I told them. I said, once you start thinking for yourself and stop just thinking within the realms of, you'll see a clearer picture than you've been seeing. And sure enough, they was like, you was right. Yeah, that's a form of maturity right there. Sometimes you're just not going to be able to dwell and get angry over everything. Not going to be able to spaz out and make big situations out of nothing. Again, that maturity factor should always kick in at some point. You better not. Hey, move him over there. Look at your boy over here looking all crazy over here. What's up, son? What's up? Shut up. Shut up. What's up? What happened? You want to speak to the people? Speak to the people, son. Tell them who you is, son. Silent Bob. But y'all hear him every other day when he in the house barking at the damn door. Told you, Silent Bob outside, but it is what it is. Come to respect and love his little mixed breed self. Tanya, what's going on, baby? I think that is a clear thing to remember. Again, you know, you have to think for yourself. You have to think about the benefits that are no. You got to think about the benefits that's beneficial for you and the people around you, and that's going to keep you whole and safe. When you thinking immaturely, you're not going to make the best decisions, and you're not going to get the best results. You're just not. Somebody car alarm going on? That gotta be the weirdest car alarm I ever heard in my life. And I'm really trying to decipher where it's coming from. My bad, y'all. Hey, you want to hear some echoes? I tried to let him walk bounce. He could have tried to. He tried to get in the house. So. But again, it's just about making the right decisions that's beneficial. You can't make you can't make the irrash decision. You can't. When you make irrash and immature decisions, you set yourself up for failure. And that is true, though. What's going on, my guy? And that's what you gotta do. You know, you gotta think of what's better, what should be more beneficial. You know, when you take heed and notion into that, you're showing a form of maturity. And again, the mature thing to do a lot of times, if you say you're friends with somebody, you say that you have a trust in somebody, they should be able to trust. I should be able to trust you with something I said and not have to worry about you going back and saying something, whether we still friends or not. Again, it's all about being mature. My bad if y'all hear some extra noise. About to take him back upstairs and come back outside for a minute myself. But I definitely feel like this. Most people that come to me and tell me anything, I don't go back and say nothing. I don't try to throw nobody under the bus or nothing. No need for it. You gotta think mature. Like again, even just earlier, we seen a form of immaturity. We had somebody that's known for coming in here every so often, being immature instead of being logical. Give me 1 second. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. That's the truth, though, Tanya. Those are the type of people you can't trust and you can't be around because if I told you something and I expect you to keep it quiet and you don't keep it quiet, you prove not just to myself that I can't trust you, that the people around me can't trust you. Then now everybody gonna have to start moving the type of way with you. That's what I'm saying. It's time for people to understand that again. You can't just think about self a lot of times. You gotta think about people around you. And if they do mean something to you, then guess what? You gotta do what's necessary. Oh no, I know. Riaz, don't think I'm not in tune with what's going on. I know about certain slangs. Trust me. Like certain people was wondering why I say when certain people do come in here and they say moot moot, that's a slang. I already know what that's the slang for. But again, you know, I'm in tune with what's going on. You know. See again, like I said, there are some people who have come to me and told me some personal things, not just on this app, but people that I know in general off this app. And again, I would never bring any of their business. Just not never gonna do that. Not gonna bring their business out into the world like that, and I'm not gonna try to put them in a compromising position. See, when you know how to hold it down like a real friend, that's a form of maturity. When you move immaturely and move sloppily, you're gonna get what you get. Backstabbers. Sorry. It really is. And I appreciate you, Sirius, for dropping all these links, being super mod. But And again, I know this is the problem with some people. You know, again, making the right decision. But when you're making the right decision, that's a mature decision. You're making it because it's needed. And if it is going to give you growth in more than one way, then yes, you must make the necessary changes. See, again, the form of maturity, again, is just making changes in your life, no matter what it is. If it's for the good, you keep doing what you got to do. Definition of throwing somebody under the bus, Tanya, like I said, somebody that is not holding down what they're supposed to hold down. If you came to me and told me something and I put it out there, that's or I'm saying who it came from, or I'm bringing you in the midst of anything, or I'm trying to cause conflict and chaos and confusion amongst you. That's a form of throwing people up under the bus. If I came to you and told you something, then I come to find out you told somebody, and then you put me in the midst of it, that's essentially throwing me under the bus. Because you were exposing something that they didn't want you to expose in the first place. But again, maturity will always kick in because real friends know how to hold it down for real. I'm one of those people that I can hold it down for real. I don't need to do anything I don't need to do. Cowboy, what's going on, my guy? Angel, what's going on, baby? Hope everything is well with you. I definitely appreciate everybody tuning in. Oh no, Tommy, you already know, but that's really what most people understand anyway. If I came to you and I told you a situation, even if it is about somebody, and you out there exposing that or you telling that to the world, you basically just threw somebody into the hellfire on the midst of situations. And when somebody does confront you about it and you try to put everything else as an excuse instead of taking that accountability, that's immaturity right there. What's going on, my guy? Yeah, it's see it out there, you know. It's thrilled for you. That's what people gotta understand. Absolutely. You good. Maturity speaks for itself. Maturity is always going to speak in bigger volumes than anything. You know, but when you're not understanding that, you're not understanding the concept of full growth. See, again, I can have an issue with somebody, but I don't got that. I don't necessarily really have to drag that issue for a prolonged period of time. It's not necessary. For 1 second. Kick you off your damn bike trying to give me a copyright on my live stream. What's going on? No, you good. You definitely good, Tanya. Like I said, no, I'm just breaking down to the people part of what we was discussing last night. Part two of that live is still coming as far as spiritual maturity and all that. That part two is definitely coming though, still. Don't get that twisted. It's coming. Come on, son. You off my black gang banging, son. Come on, get off my black gang banging, son. You don't your ass up out of here, son. Ain't you supposed to be at work? You 18 hours late. That's why your check gonna be 12 cents, son. You know what I'm talking about with you, son? Tired of y'all motherfuckers, man. I said what up to you 20 times. I said what up to you earlier. You ain't even say nothing. So what up, son? I'm about to say, what? I was across the street over here and I saw you.
All right.
I'm a body slam you. You ain't gonna do nothing. What
How
you
you
gonna do is
doing?
get off
All
my
right.
block going like this over here, twiddling your fingers. Now, what up? Yo, yeah, I was across the street over there under the little thing. Yeah. No, I told him I just seen you in the lobby and you walked right past me and was like, come on, son, I don't want to hear that, son. Nah, I know you be. Nah, when you in the zone, it be like that, bro. Trust me. Oh, shoot. I saw you. I didn't care if you saw me. Look, I don't care if you saw me. It's meant for people to see me. I don't want to be hidden from nobody.
You know what we was saying? They doing that this time, but then we see the dog.
Yeah, nigga, it wouldn't matter. You can run there and have the dog. Nigga, when I come out, I come out. Nah, man, when I'm out and about, you know it. I move different, son. My bad, y'all. Chopping it up with the people. Now, I appreciate you, son. No, because, like, look, last night, like I said, that was a good conversation. That part two is coming. I ain't going to rush the process neither. 'Cause I want that part two to be something where everybody can chime in on it. And that's the most important thing to remember. You know, just bringing what's necessary, even here as far as content. Do what's necessary for you. Angela, what's going on, baby? Let's see again. Real friends don't do certain things that's gonna jeopardize good friendships. I've always been one of those people that, again, if you came to me and told me, son, I'm gonna hold it down. I wouldn't care if we ain't on good terms. I'm just gonna always hold it down. Why? Because it shows maturity. And you'll have some people, prime example, who will use certain situations, right? Yeah, you missed a lot, Angel. You catch last night's replay. Um, you ain't that far behind, so. But see, you'll have people again that use certain situations and try to use it because they know they've done some sort of wrong, and they'll try to justify it. Or they'll try to use it, throw people off. But again, if you know you've done something that wrong, again, if somebody told you something and you basically tossed them under the bus without a care in the world, that's not real friendship. But then again, some people again just gotta be mindful and be wary of who they trust. I know who to trust and who not to trust. Ones that I trust will always keep me afloat one way or another. Ones I don't, I just won't be around. And for those who might not have been here, I'm making it clear again. Kalani is more than welcome to pop in this channel. He's more than welcome to type in and whatever. See, again, a form of maturity. We let our differences be what it is. You know, water under the bridge now. That should be a prime example of growth and maturity. Now, if I'd have been immature about everything, I would have said F that. Or if I was immature in that notion, like I said, I would have came up on words, paneling, violated, and disrespected. But then again, a form of maturity. I'm not going to go into somebody else's house and cause a conflict. Even if I did have a fallout with somebody and they might be present, we could talk it out, talk it out. Other than that, if it feel like we still can't talk anything out, then we just keep away from each other until further notice. Loyalty, respect, love, and honor. Those are forms of maturity. And again, you gotta love yourself before you can love anybody else. You gotta love exactly what it is you're doing before you do anything and bring it to the world. I love what I'm doing. That's why I'm bringing it to the world. See, I got a growth and a spirit in me that again can't be knocked by nobody, not even a unsavory troll. So when you just basically know what you're here for and what you stand on, that maturity level will show all day, every day. And again, it is just being comfortable within yourself. Think about everything that's being said today. Mature decisions, you don't have to worry about it costing you too much. Immature decisions or impulsive decisions, you'll always get a shortcoming. But that's a quality that some people lack, but it's not hard to maintain and achieve. Again, all the decisions, they do lie up to you. If you choose to let those decisions run you down the wrong road, you'll never get that form of maturity or that growth that you are seeking and destined for. When you can't take accountability and responsibility for any actions that you might have done, especially if they was bad ones, that's not showing maturity. A lot of times, admitting when you're wrong, that right there will show a form of maturity because it's a process. I mean, a lot of times people just gotta know what they want. Like even on here, you gotta know what you want and what you're here for. I know what I'm here for. Most of y'all know what y'all here for. The ones that don't, you need to figure out what exactly it is you bring into the playing field. And some people might do a multitude of things as far as content because they try to find out what works for them and what will keep bringing and drawing the people back and forth, which is understandable. And some people just gonna give you a variety because that's what they do. Like me, I give you a variety. Like y'all see with some of my shorts, I'm not always just cooking. Might catch me playing some video games, or you might catch me really speaking something, or you might get a little bit of everything. But if that's your goal, if that's how you figure you gonna be able to, turn the tides on things, and you do what you gotta do. But again, your decisions should be just what they are, your decisions. But make sure you're making a calculated and mature decision. Once you are, that maturity factor will definitely kick in at its fullest. And then there's some people again that you're just not going to be able to cross them, and you don't get crossed back one way or another, even if it ain't by them. So again, if you threw somebody under the bus with something that was said in private, don't be surprised when it happens to you somewhere down the line. Because again, when you present those energies out there like that, you usually get what's coming to you. I'm just keeping it a buck right now. You know, this is one form of division that will always keep us at odds. Some people just not maturing. You got people that be well in their 40s, 50s, and 60s and still be moving and thinking like kids. Those are the people, again, you can't just be around at all. Those are the people you got to be mindful and wary of, because things you're not going to be able to say and do around them, and it don't end up coming back like gossip, or it comes back like you running around just spreading everything. You know, you are supposed to be doing what you're supposed to be doing. And the best form, again, of maturity and spiritual growth, in my opinion, and I'm going to leave it to that after that, is just supporting and uplifting the right people, especially the ones that are doing right by you. But to also just remember, you can't rush certain things in life. It has to come as a genuine process, whether the process is short or if it's a speedy process. If the process was done humbly and done respectfully, then hey, you know, you on your way. But again, like I said, we're gonna have a part two of that conversation about spiritual maturity and spiritual immaturity. Because again, I feel it's beneficial and it's needed. It's crazy. Didn't I go to school with this dude? I don't know. My bad, y'all. I'm really upset right now. I went to school with this dude. Another one that I went to school with out here on dope, man. My bad. See, this how you know somebody just got maturity, but also got humanity. I'm kind of mad because this was a person, man. Listen, I kind of looked up to them, and they were 2 grades up above me. What the hell you out here doing? See, this is why I said you got to make critical decisions that's going to be beneficial for your life. Frugal Mama, what's going on, baby? You always late for church? Nah, I'm messing with you. You always here early mostly. But I know most of y'all just tuning in. But see, like last night's conversation, if you didn't catch it, catch that replay definitely. Definitely share that out. Part two is coming to that. I definitely appreciate you, Sirius, for dropping all those links. Now, you know I had to mess with you, Frugal. Come on, man. Yeah, Tanya, this is somebody, like I said, this person was 2 grades ahead of me. So I would never expect them. And even before, matter of fact, when I seen him during the pandemic starting, he wasn't on that. What the hell happened within the last 3 years? See, it goes to show you sometimes too, you never know what somebody might be going through. And some people might think they making the best decision for their life at that moment, but they really not. That's not the best decision for this dude. This dude was doing a little bit of everything recently, so what the hell? Like I'm talking about, he was just multifaceted, always in different alleyways, but he was doing something legit. Now you out here looking like a whole fiend. Damn. It's a couple people that I knew. Like I said, not everybody gonna go down the straight path or the straight road. You would try to keep some of those people from going down that road, but again, at some point, that is their ultimate decision. And again, it shows a form of immaturity, because if you're going to do something that's going to be detrimental to your health and your life, you can't blame nobody for whatever happens. You got to take that accountability. See, I ain't treating not none of y'all different from what I've been treating y'all, just with respect and just a common ground to come together and have a conversation. And that's what I intend on doing as long as I'm on here. Again, I might be rough around the edges, but I'm spiritually matured enough to know not to do certain things that could be costly. And that's where I differ from a lot of these other people. I just tend to see the best things happening and I just put it into motion. And for one thing that don't work, it'll be multiple other things that do work. So again, your decisions, even on here, it relies on you. You know, if this is gonna be prime example your bread and butter, and this is gonna be your main source or second source, no matter what it is to you, just make sure you're doing something that's good and feels good and legit for you. Let nobody else decide that or determine that. I would advise some people though to, you know, just try to go in multiple alleyways of bringing content, especially if you're worried about watch hours. And I would also tell you again, sometimes it's the way you attack the algorithm, like when you dropping content or shorts. See, with me, I don't do too many uploads because when I was doing uploads before a stream, y'all, even when I thought I was catching it at the right time, I wasn't catching it. And even when I tried to re-put it out, it still wasn't catching it, but it is what it is. You know, can't dwell on what's going on in the past. You gotta move forward at all times. You know, the main thing to remember again, love is a form of maturity. And when you love what you do, when you love the people you building with, when you just got a love of everything that's moving righteously, nothing can knock that. Not a near spirit nor a negative entity can knock that. Because behind the love, there's humbleness. Behind the humbleness, there's this straight determination and no fear. So either which way you look, I'm going to be good where I'm at. And people should be good where they at. And they should stay comfortable. And I would advise people who probably did leave off of these apps and stuff because of hate and just sheer stupidity and ignorance, you need to come back. If you was doing something that was good and that you felt was bringing peace and bringing joy, not just to you, but bringing it and bringing people around you the best ways possible, even to a point of building, bring yourselves back. Never let nobody run you off. The minute you allow somebody to run you off, they feel like they already won that war. And technically they did. Because the war for them was trying to get you out of here. But when you are strong and adamant on being where you at, you don't let nothing nor anything stop what you're building. But this was a good conversation. For those who might have just been tuning in, you can catch this replay as well too. But I mostly do feel like that. And we know the other situations out here. Some people just really be buying views and subs. So it's hard to decipher who's who. But then again, you'll know who's who. Whatever your goal is in life, or whatever you try to put in as far as goals in life, you achieve them to the best possible standards. You stick to your standards, you stick to your principles, you do what's necessary. If you make a slight change for the better, then you do so. If it's going to push you in a better direction than what it was already, do so. You got to follow your gut instinct more than anything. And there's nothing wrong with just trying to be organic and build the best way. So I've always felt this way. The people will come to you one way or another. And depending on what you bring into the people and depending on what time you bring it to the people, they going to love it. Rachel, what's going on, baby? Definitely appreciate everybody for tuning in. Y'all already know hit that like button on the way in. But again, you gotta do what's comfortable and what feels best for you. And once you're able to understand that and move in that, then you'll see the maturity factor pull into play. Again, like last night for some, catch the replay, I will show you a form. And like today, I showed you a form of spiritual immaturity. When people don't have nothing of substance or value to offer to anything, or they feel that's just the way they want to try to get up under your skin or do whatever, that's immaturity. I don't need to get up under your skin. Not to prove a point to the people that I've been proving that I'm still going to be solid and stand on the topics that I'm bringing. My thing is, if you don't like it again, why be immature and still be around it? When you can answer that question, then I think you'll probably see the maturity level in your life too. And they know who I'm talking to. I just had to put them in there for a little slight reference today. When it comes to people that are stern and vigilant on what they standing on, they're gonna stand on it, whether you like it or not. And you're not gonna force anything outside of just getting this work. One thing to remember is that again, your ultimate decisions in life, they lie on you. My decision to bring this talk, my decision to bring this content is what it is. We've had some people who started off just like this, and somewhere down the line, they just lost sight of everything. They lost focus on what was necessary and what was more important, the content, because they allowed people to take them outside of that realm. But see, I can never let nobody do that. And even when I think that it's gonna happen, I know how to just put it on blast like I did yesterday. See, not one time that person came in here at all. I know how to shut it down when it's time to have real serious talks, especially talks that I'm adamant on. So just know this: my maturity level will always stay where it's at. You could try to be stupid, and I'm gonna let you keep thinking that I'm stupid. But you're gonna keep setting yourself up for the most immature failures in your life. So I'm comfortable where I'm at. You should be comfortable somewhere in your life. Focus on what's more important: immature growth or mature growth. But yeah, and still, y'all, definitely appreciate everybody that tuned in. Um, it's almost about that time. Got to figure out what the hell I'm doing. I think I'm making beef stew today. I'm not sure. Um, I appreciate you, Tanya, baby. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. And like I said, for those who might just be tuning in, you can catch this replay. And if you missed last night's topic, definitely check up on that too. That part two will come. I'm gonna go get myself in order, and I'm sticking to my principles today. See, I got caught up in the club yesterday with somebody else's club. That's why I didn't bring the music. But you know, you know, I'm definitely bringing some music today. And since it's going to be a late night, 11-hour shift for me, I'll definitely bring this open panel earlier than expected. So, well, I'll bring it around the time I need to, you know. But these are talks that was always going to be needed, and we're going to keep bringing it the best possible way. So, just keep looking for more of that good old content. And for the members, I do got something for y'all. If it's not a live, if it's not an upload, it'll probably be some pictures and photos. Like I said, still figuring out things and taking things step by step. But all in all, though, it's always good chiming in with the people, and I definitely enjoyed the conversation. Riders, you late to church, baby. But you gotta catch the replay. Again, I'm gonna bring that part two from last night's live. If not this week, it could be sometime during the following week. Like I said, I don't rush nothing. I want to make sure that what I'm bringing is what's needed right now, and that's these strong topics and conversations. At some point, we're gonna have to start building a better fortress around our community. And once we realize that, we on the form of maturity that we know we could stand against any obstacle, and we ain't running from that. We gonna bring it the way it's needed, and we gonna bring it the way possible. You know. But I do appreciate everybody for tuning in. I'm gonna try to get myself in order, and I feel like at some point I'm gonna have to end this live because I'm gonna hear music and stuff I really don't want to hear right now, and I'm gonna hear arguments I really don't want to hear now neither. So, and it seems like everybody do come and cling to me at some point. So, let me go be Dr. Phil too while I'm out here. Um, I'll definitely see y'all this afternoon. I'm gonna set this live reminder for 5 o'clock. We gonna definitely be in the building. We gonna get some tuned ins, and I'll definitely be back tonight for an open panel. And if I'm not, I'll probably do a members only thing. We'll see how this pans out. But definitely was a good talk as always. Hopefully, again, everybody's enjoying their mornings, afternoons, and evenings, and happy Thursday to all you future babies again. And shout outs to all the new members last night. Shout outs to everybody that just been really supporting and rocking out. And don't think that anything that I'm doing, or don't think that anything that's being given to me is being taken for granted. It's not. I got a genuine love and respect for everybody that's been a part of this building. Even the ones that's not here right now, I know what their situations is, and like I told them, they already know. When it's time, they know where we at. We ain't going nowhere, and I stick to that. The best thing to remember is when somebody is truthful about what they're doing, you can hear the conviction. Like I said, I do plan on doing something for everybody. At some point, I might do my own little quote unquote monetization party. I still got time to figure that out. I still feel like, regardless to me getting to the quote unquote destined goal for a channel, I'm still not where I want to be to start celebrating. So, but it will be coming soon. But I'll definitely do something to show my appreciation the best way. And we still gonna be here building regardless to what. So, let me get myself up out of here. If y'all was new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shout outs to the replay game. Shout outs to the Shadow Mafia and the Shadow Babies. Y'all know what it is, baby. For everybody that was in attendance today, y'all already know that love is love and be reciprocated as such. I don't know how to be fake. All I can do is give you real. That's all I'm gonna do is give you real topics and real bills. Oh yeah, before I get up out of here, congratulations to everybody who just got monetized fully, partially, or on the way to. Congratulations to everybody that's starting content, building their content, and bringing the best notions. Just remember, the numbers will always follow at some point, and sometimes the numbers won't follow. Don't let it discourage you. Just keep doing what you're doing. If you're doing it for yourself and you're doing it from your heart and you're doing it for the people, don't let nothing determine what you're doing. Just keep pushing the best wheels forward, and you'll see the progress happen. And just also make sure you keep the right people around you. The right people will always inform you, and they will always let you know exactly what's going on. And they're gonna always be real with you. So, but y'all stay safe. Keep that third eye open. I'll definitely see y'all around 5. Until the next live, we out of here. Peace and blessings.